last 2 months have been a dark time for me, to be honest. And it's kind of weird putting your life out there on the internet. There are times when I want to share everything, and there are times when I want to share nothing at all. I think there's a fine line between having healthy boundaries and feeling inauthentic when it comes to posting your personal life online. And I'm really just learning as I go. But it feels strange, pretending like things are fine when they aren't. Creativity is how I process things, and lately I'm finding it hard to hide behind the art. My emotion tends to come through in whatever I create, one way or another. I don't think I'll ever want to talk about this apart from what I briefly say here, but I'm alone now, and I have been for months. Nathaniel and I were in a relationship for almost 2 years and traveled together as friends for 2 years before that. So it's been hard. And I'm still processing a lot of it. Out here on the road, you learn the art of letting go. Letting go of plans and people and places and things that are just not meant for you or right for you. Little by little, you learn to trust the madness and let it guide you someplace new. Good morning. I got some coffee, I got some snacks, got gas, filled water, emptied my toilet, emptied all of my trash, cleaned out my bear bin, and now I'm hitting the road. I'm heading up to Salt Lake City because I need to ship out my Canon camera and lens because the wind knocked it over the other day, which is really sad. It might be broken. And then I'm heading to Bend, Oregon, which I've never been there before. Am I supposed to turn here? So I've got a 14-hour drive, and this was totally unplanned. I just decided on a whim to head west and try out Bend because I've never been there before, and I've heard really good things. It looks like a great road life town, so I'm excited.
You know that saying, when it rains, it pours? That's kind of how life felt for a little while. First, my camera and lens were busted when a rogue gust of wind swept through camp out in Utah. So I had to ship off my gear and I just stopped creating for a little while. Then there was just grief and learning how to be alone again. Then my electrical system nearly went up in flames.
Super melted.
I was heating up water like I always do when I smelled something burning. So I opened the battery cabinet and the inverter was beeping and the wire was literally melting into the fuse box.
Look at how melted these wires are. Can you see that? Absolutely fried.
And then there were chipmunks. I have a chipmunk/squirrel issue. They have been rumbling around inside my engine for days, and it's kind of making me go crazy. Of course, it's annoying just hearing them like rumble around inside the engine, but I've found evidence that they've been chewing my engine wires, which can be very costly and destructive. So I've been trying a number of different things to get them out, and I started with peppermint spray. That didn't work. So then I started popping my hood so that it wasn't like a dark, quiet, warm place. They didn't care. So then I got online and I read that you should try dryer sheets. That didn't work. I used the new rodent spray. I used these squirrel balls. An ultrasonic rodent repellent that you install underneath the hood. Some people suggest that I use Irish Spring soap, and as you can see, they're actually trying to eat it. Nothing is working and it's driving me insane. In fact, one of the squirrel balls, I don't even know what happened to it. So my latest tactic has been using my old iPhone.
Dean was trying to grab him for a conversation. After catching up with her in the parking lot,
I stash it under the hood with an audiobook playing, and that works somewhat. I don't hear them as frequently. I don't think they like the sound of talking humans. Last night, my phone died, and I woke up to the sound of all of these rodents just scurrying around inside of my engine. There's a bike path here, and people are just passing by. They probably think I'm so crazy. That's not the only issue I've been running into. It's been raining for the past 3 days off and on, and I discovered a puddle on my kitchen countertop yesterday, so I have a leak. That doesn't look right. I'm just starting to feel a little stressed out. So when a last-minute pet sit popped up on the edge of the very same forest I happened to be camped in, I took it as a sign and applied. Okay. I love having routine, even if only temporary. I like doing the dishes and vacuuming the carpets and taking out the trash, watering the plants and walking the dogs. It's meditative, and it's the little things that give me a reminder of what I'm missing out on and allows me to check in with myself and ask, do I want this instead? Would this kind of life make me happier? Honestly, I think I'd be pretty happy living here. Usually, these house sits are just enough to remind me that while I do want a home someday, I'm not ready to give up van life just yet. Only 3 places have made me think otherwise, and Bend is one of them. Day by day, life got a little brighter. When it was finally time to leave, it felt like I was both leaving and going home. Nowhere to be, no one to meet, just me and the open road. I've spent the last few months exploring new places. The kind you find down winding dirt roads, and also the kind you find within. Looking back on all of it makes me realize that if it weren't for creating and sharing these videos with you, I probably wouldn't have filmed anything at all. It would have been so much easier to forget everything about this chapter, to overlook moments of light in a time that felt so overwhelmingly dark. But maybe then I wouldn't be able to see so clearly the distance I've traveled from here to where I am now. Not just in miles, but in other ways as well. I can't really promise you anything other than the imperfect, ever-changing work in progress that is my life. For now, anyway. But I can promise to do my very best to share whatever beautiful views I happen to find along the way. Hi, hello. Editing Christian here. So there are a few things I wanted to say that I couldn't quite convey in the video, and I will get to that shortly. But first, I want to take a minute to thank today's sponsor, which is Storyblocks. So as you guys know, I film and edit these videos, and I'm definitely just learning as I go, but I recently added Storyblocks to my workflow. Storyblocks is an affordable subscription-based website that gives you access to unlimited downloads of over 1 million stock assets. Assets are royalty-free and constantly expanding to include new 4K footage, overlays, images, templates, and pretty much everything you might need for a commercial or personal project. This footage, for example, is from a Canadian national park where it's illegal to fly a drone without a special permit. Having access to assets like this can help you bring your stories to life without sacrificing your vision due to time, budget, or resources. Storyblocks is committed to enabling creators of every kind through initiatives like Restock, which aims to increase representation by investing in diverse and inclusive content, and also through their enterprise licensing option, which can cover your entire team or organization. So be sure to check them out by visiting this link in the description down below. The last 2 months have been a dark time for me, to be honest. And I found it impossible to create anything from the heart without being upfront. Creativity is how I process my emotion. And my intention with this channel was to have a creative outlet that was less polished than the photography platforms I was posting on. I want to build a channel where the only real constant is change, and where it's possible to evolve and have new interests and do new things and express whatever I want to express. And I totally understand if some things resonate and some things don't, but it's just nice. It's nice knowing that you guys show up for me regardless. Your support in the last video, like your thoughtful comments and sharing your own personal stories of loss and light with family members or loved ones, was just, I wish that I had the time to individually respond to each and every one of you the way I want to. But if I did that, I'd be sitting in front of a computer forever between editing, photography and work and video and comments and all of the things. So I just want to say I appreciate you so much. A fair amount of time has passed between now and the scenes that you just watched in the video. It's been a couple months, so I'm back in the PNW. I'm starting to feel a little more like myself again, and I have adventures planned like backpacking, hiking, van lifing, road trips that I'm really excited to share with you all. It is so hot right now because I have all the windows closed because it's loud outside, and I swear it's like 115 degrees in here right now. But that's van life.